You know, when we hear the word discipline, most of us think of a cage, right? A bunch of rules that hold us back. But what if that's completely backwards? What if discipline is actually the key that unlocks real power? Well, today, we're going to explore that exact idea through the incredible wisdom of one of history's greatest minds, Chanakya.
I mean, just look around. Our world is obsessed with talent, with genius, with those lightning bolt moments of inspiration. We celebrate the gifted ones. But Chanakya, a guy who literally built an empire, knew that the stuff that lasts is built by a much quieter and, frankly, a lot less glamorous force. So here's the core difference. Talent is like a firework. It's loud, it's flashy, and it gets everyone's attention for a moment. But discipline? That's the slow-burning fire that actually keeps you warm through the winter. It's the quiet engine that works in the dark, day in and day out, building something that outlives that first round of applause. History is littered with forgotten talents, but it's built on disciplined legacies. It's a fantastic question, isn't it? We just love the story of the natural-born genius, but Chanakya saw through this thousands of years ago. He knew that just relying on talent or waiting for motivation to strike was a recipe for failure. For him, discipline wasn't the backup plan, it was the only plan.
Okay, so to really grasp its power, we have to totally reframe what discipline even is. It's not about punishment, it's not a chore you have to suffer through. Chanakya saw it as something way deeper. And boom, just like that, the whole concept changes. With this definition, every disciplined choice becomes a vote for your future self. It's you telling you that you respect yourself enough to invest in your long-term strength, instead of just cashing in for a little short-term comfort. It's a power move.
And Chanakya's own words just hammer this point home. He basically warned the leaders he was training that comfort is the enemy of greatness. See, indulgence doesn't just make you a little lazy. It actively sucks away your power, your focus, and your ability to do anything that actually matters.
So, okay, if discipline isn't about feeling motivated, then what is it about? Well, the answer is all about logic. It's about structure. Think about it. Motivation is a fair-weather friend. It shows up when you're excited, when things are new, but it is gone the second things get difficult or boring. Discipline, though. Discipline is structural. It's a system you build that runs whether you feel like it or not. It's reliable. It just works.
And let's get real about what a system looks like. It's not some grand, heroic gesture. It's about boring, predictable actions. The person with a system doesn't wake up and debate going for a run. The decision was already made weeks ago. They just execute. There's no negotiation with that little voice that wants to stay in bed. And Chanakya was crystal clear on this. He knew that talent or raw intelligence without structure is actually dangerous. It can sour into arrogance, or even worse, become a destructive force. Discipline is the container that gives all that knowledge purpose and points it in the right direction.
All right, so if this is all so powerful, where do we even start? Not with your calendar, not with your to-do list. The real battleground, as Chanakya taught, is internal.
This right here, this is the foundation of all power. Before you can manage a company or lead a team or build anything, you have to be able to manage yourself. Your impulses, your moods, your distractions, these are the first territories you have to govern. If you can't win that war, nothing else even matters.
And what an incredible way to frame it. Winning some external victory is great, but it's often temporary. It depends on luck. But mastering your own mind, your urge to procrastinate, your fear, your ego, that is a permanent victory that no one can ever take away from you. And this brings us to the payoff. This is where it gets really good. Because at first, a disciplined life can feel kind of slow. You don't see instant results. But Chanakya understood the magic of compounding long before it was some Wall Street term.
See, it starts so small it's almost invisible. Each tiny, consistent action is like laying one single brick. On day one, you can barely notice it. But day after day, those bricks, they start to stack up.
And the first thing they build is a wall of reputation. People start to notice that you do what you say you're going to do. You become known as someone who is reliable, someone solid.
That reputation, it becomes this incredibly valuable asset. And it's the foundation for the next, even more critical layer.
Because over time, that solid reputation hardens into pure trust. People don't just think you're reliable anymore, they know it. They become willing to bet on you, to follow you.
And this is the ultimate result. Trust is what grants you real influence, real opportunities, and real authority.
The power that comes from a trusted reputation is so much more stable than power you grab through force or luck. It was earned, brick by boring brick.
But here's the biggest twist in the whole story, the idea that just flips our modern idea of freedom completely on its head. We think discipline is all about restriction. Chanakya knew it was the only road to real liberation.
Just look at what discipline frees you from. The undisciplined person is a slave. They're a slave to their moods, to chaos, to that constant regret over what they should have done. But the disciplined person, they are truly free. Because they've replaced panic with preparation and luck with intention. They actually own their time, their choices, and their life.
And in the end, it's not even just about power or success. It's about a state of being, a mind that isn't constantly at war with itself, a life that's free from that never-ending chaos. That is the source of a deep, unshakable calm. That, he says, is happiness. So, the final question I'll leave you with is this. Your mind is a kingdom. Who sits on the throne? Is it governed by foresight, by reason, and by self-respect? Or is the throne occupied by whatever emotion is screaming the loudest in the moment? Chanakya's code reminds us that the answer to that question determines absolutely everything.